So let's go and let's get started with this overloading and overriding concept. So what it exactly? So again, so let me just give you a quick brief about this. See, overloading, and so we'll first talk about overloading only, right? So then we'll move towards overriding. Then we'll compare how it is different. As you know, in overloading, methods have same name. Now, what do you mean by that? So methods have same name. It means in class add, so here we got confused yesterday. So this is my class, this is my method sum, and I'm just creating an object, and the same method I'm calling with different arguments, right? So different signature means different arguments. Okay, so the same method. So we made a mistake in yesterday's session, so that was not the right thing. So right now you have to focus. The method should have same name but with different signature. Different signature means different parameters. Okay, but in the same class. So that is what the overloading means. Okay, so this is what I just wanted to demonstrate you. Let me just give you and my screen. Let me just share my PyCharm with you, and here we go. Okay, are you able to see my PyCharm? Just give me yes into the chat box. No, yes, yes, fine, perfect. So this is my class. We took example of calci, right? Calculator. So this is my class calci, and here I'm going to create a function def add. Okay, so add function will do the addition of three things. Okay, we took three variables yesterday. So in example, in slide which I shown, there were only two, but in example I'm going to take three. Okay, so here what I was doing, I was just returning the things, right? Return a plus b plus c. Okay, and here what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an object of class c is equal to calc, and this is my object. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this function c add. Okay, so as you can see, this is the advantage of this PyCharm. This will not be available in any other IDE, so you just need to focus on this thing. See, when you enter a dot, I already mentioned, you already told you lot many times. The dot, after entering dot, this IDE will help you to get all the possible things that you can do, right? So this, with this add, I can pass 1, 2, 3, 4 parameters. But as I told you, self is not something that is mandatory. Okay, so it can be skipped if you want. Okay, so self it means right now we are supposed to pass only three parameters to this function. Okay, so let's pass three parameters: 10 dot 15 dot 20. Okay, so most of the times we did something like this. Okay, so I'm just printing this thing so that we'll get to know what is the output of this particular work that we are doing. Okay, so what happens, why there is a red line? Okay, there is no function name. Okay, c dot add, and I'm running the code. See, I got my 45. 10 plus 15 plus 20 is equal to 45. But if you want to implement overloading, okay, it means you need to pass different parameters to the same function. Now, can you tell me how can you do that? By seeing this example, let me again take you to the point where we saw the example. So what here we did is, so can anybody tell me what is this a comma b is equal to 20? So which type of argument it is? So we learned different types of arguments, right? Yeah. Not this one, Nandani. So this is another example which I'm going to give you. There are two ways to implement overloading. So yesterday we discussed variable length argument is the right, but I'm asking you. So right now what I did over here is I passed two parameters, still it is working. Then again I'm passing one parameter, still it is working. Here what I use is b is equal to 20. So we learned this thing in our previous sessions when we covered keyword argument. Yes, file. So yes, exactly. Now you're getting, while you're learning really quickly, right? Good, I like that. Okay, fine. So that's what you are supposed to do. You have to use different arguments to implement overriding in Python. In Python it will not be like that. You can pass different parameters just the way, just creating second function, different function, it will not work. So here what I'm going to do is I have my I have my this keyword parameter. No, sorry, both of you are wrong. No, this is not a keyword parameters, girls. new share, and yeah, so this is not a keyword. Both of you are wrong. Yes, anybody? This is not a keyword. Keyword parameter, it means you are passing over here a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 15, or b is equal to 10 and a is equal to 15. So that is keyword argument. That is not the way which default argument. Yes, Vidita. Yes, Kajal. Yes, absolutely right. So this is default argument. It means, so if you pass some value, this function will take that value. If you do not pass any value, by default it will consider b as 20. Okay, so it's a default argument. See, guys, you have to remember all those things, different parameters, different loops when we use, because at the end of this session, when we are finishing this, so the questions that we do in everyday's quiz are really very easy, but at the end of the session, there will be 25 questions and those will be really tricky. Tricky means it will be having everything what we taught. It will be from my presentations only, but it will be in some different words or different scenarios will be given, right? So you have to revise everything, so it will not be easy. I don't compromise with quality at any cost. Okay, so you have to take care of that. So just giving you heads up. Okay, coming back to the point. So this is the default parameter which I have implemented over here. So what it will do is, so it will help me to call the same function. Okay, so c dot add, I'm calling the same function, but this time I'm not going to pass three parameters, because suppose 20 comma 25 only. Okay, so see, I'm not passing the third parameter. The same method I'm using, but with different arguments. So here length of arguments is 2, here length of arguments is, sorry, here length of arguments was 3, here length of argument is 2, but still the both will work and both will return the different result. Okay, so here is 45, because 10 plus 15 plus 20 is 45, and 20 plus 25 plus this 50 equals to 95. So this is what the overloading is all about. Okay, so this is the one way of implementing overloading in Python, but here is one more way. Okay, suppose I don't want to do that. Okay, so I don't want to use a default parameter over here. Okay, so I want to use three numbers. Then what you can do is, so likewise we learned the different the last way. So that's why we conducted that default, sorry, variable length augment on day 2, right? So that was for giving you right idea. So here what I can do is, I can call a single one variable. This is number. Okay, but this will be the variable length number. So this number will consist of an list which will have three numbers. Okay, so right now what I'm going to do over here is, I'm passing a variable length argument. So this is the example of, this is 1 and we are splitting it into 3. So this is unpacking. Okay, if you remember the terminology which we use during this variable length argument. So I am over here in add, I'm passing only one parameter, but this one parameter is going there in function and it is getting unpacked, and then the next things are happening. Okay, so let me just quickly show you. Yeah, so here I got my result as 105. It means 10 plus 7, 70, 70, 30, 100, 104, right? So we got our result. Is that clear? So this is, so we can take c is equal to 0, then we can give two values also. Yes, yes, Vidita, absolutely right. So if you took c as 0, so again it is a combination again. So then it is a combination of variable length and default argument, right? So it is a combination. You can do like this as well. Yeah, so it will also work, but it is a combination of both. So that's what the concept which I have to clear. When you are going to use overloading in Python, that time you must know what are different types of arguments that you can pass. Okay, is that clear? So I guess this is pretty much simple. So yesterday we got a lot of different things. Yeah, right, Nandini? So yes, now anybody is having any questions with overloading, just focusing on overloading? No? So if anybody do not understand anything from this thing, so you just need to rewatch the session which we took on specifically on arguments, the types of arguments, right? So you just need to watch that video, then you will be able to understand what I just did. Okay, okay, so this is all about overloading. And in overriding, I'm not going to do it again because we already covered yesterday. So in overriding, just for the another point of view, since we are comparing, I just wanted to give highlight on overriding as well. So overriding is nothing but, in overriding, as I can show you in my presentation, yeah, in overriding it always requires an inheritance. Overriding will be only implemented with inheritance. So, and here's the example of that. So there will be a superclass where in that superclass there will be a function. In subclass there will be the function with same name. Okay, but when, okay, so I forgot to add braces over here, curly brace, sorry, square round bracket. So let me just quickly show you over here. So this is my parent class. In parent class there is function calci. It is doing the addition. In child class I am inheriting all the properties of this parent, right? So parents, this calculator function will be also there, but still screen. Sorry. Yeah, thanks for the intimation, Abhishek. Thank you. I just missed that. Let me just share full screen so that it will be available to all of you. Yeah. So here in this example, what we did is we created two classes and we implemented inheritance. So this is class 1, this is class 2, this is child class. In child class, we are inheriting all the properties, all the methods, all the variables of this parent class. It means as soon as I wrote this line, I have this calci function inside this. Okay, so inside this class I can have the access of this calci. Okay, so whatever this function is going to do, I can do it over here. But what I wanted is, I don't want to do the calculation which was done in my parent class. So in parent class, calculation function was giving me the addition, but I don't want that here in child. I want to do something else. Okay, so for that I have implemented the same function with the same name, with the same parameters, but I am doing something else. Okay, see, same name with same number of parameters, but doing actings or performing some other actions. That is what is called as overriding. Whenever I'm going to call child dot calci c dot function, here I have just created object of this child class, and c dot calci will call this this function which is written in child class. Okay, but as I told you, if you do something like this, and it is right now is having the access of this calculator function as well. Okay, here. Okay, but since we are again defining the function over here and we are doing the same thing with the same name, same parameters, this calci dot c dot calci, and with parameters it is going to print or do the functions which are written inside the child function. It is not going to look at parent. It means child function calci, child function of parent is overridden by, sorry, calculator function from parent is overridden by the calculator function from our child class. Okay, so this is all about overriding. Okay, so that's what the overriding is all about. Yes, so that's what I would just wanted to cover with you. So any doubts in this overriding, overloading? So overriding is mainly used for avoiding the repetition of code. No, overloading is also used for overloading is also used for avoiding all the, if you want to change only a few things, if you don't want to pass a number of parameters every time the same, so that time also you can use. So both overloading and overriding are used for reducing the code, but the complexity, the main goal of both the overloading and overriding function, it may be function or object overloading. So main goal is to reduce code, reduce code, more number of codes. That means code reusability, reduce complexity of the code. If you write the same thing again and again, so Kalyani, so you're wrong over here. So here we are repeating the same code again. Okay, so overriding is not for avoiding repetition of code. Overloading is for avoiding repetition of code. Overloading, not overriding. Okay. So, but both of them are used to reduce the complexity of the code. Fine. Okay. So, is there any doubt? Any question you have? No. Perfect, Nandani. I guess all of you understood what is it, right? So, this was the only thing which I wanted to cover. And after this, so I guess what is the time? Let me check quickly. Yeah, it's 6:29. We covered in half of the day. So this is all about I wanted to cover.